Go.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Ali Tire 60 and brother Habib Abdullahi at your service. First of all, I think we're going to talk about checks and balances. Okay. Before we go on to that, we are going to talk about how many days the masjid has been closed. Today, a brother advised me that the masjid has been closed for a period of 21 whole days, 21 entire days. On today's video, we're going to talk about the number of days that the masjid has been closed, Wembley Central Masjid. The local businesses have offered us their halls at very, very short notices, and we thank them for this. But today's video, I was thinking about it, and it's not about sadaqah. The video isn't about, well, it is and it isn't. It's not about the previous story that you've heard about sadaqah. The £22,000 being misappropriated, being taken out of a restricted funds account and being used for masjid maintenance, paying wages, cleaning. That's not what sadaqah is used for. We all know what sadaqah is used for. I'm not going to go into more details. We know why. We know it's to leave a legacy for a masjid, for a charity, for an individual, for a group of people, for a family. So let's talk about checks and balances. This is the video that I wanted to talk about today, checks and balances, and why it's so important when we mention this masjid, why it's so important. And regarding sadaqah primarily, and we're going to talk about sadaqah going back since the committee has been in power. We know that there's a global village now, we have the internet, we have social media. Okay? We have a global village, we have the internet, we have social media. Okay? I had to write this up because I don't remember the points otherwise. Okay? So when we spend sadaqah, we know where it's already gone. I have a brother who comes to the masjid. He sends me, he does an all year round project of sadaqah. So if you pay him £150, he gets a well built somewhere in India or Pakistan, or even Nepal or Bangladesh, wherever. And he gets your name plaque put on it. So you know exactly where your sadaqah has gone. Yeah. And it costs around £150. This year it's gone up to around maybe 170. And he's been doing it for hundreds of people, all throughout Pakistan, all throughout India. Again, you have the likes of Islam Channel. I'm not going to, endorse any particular channel, any particular charity. Let's take Islam Channel for any sort of TV channel. You sponsor an orphan, for example. You know exactly, you're getting a quarterly report with regards to how much money you're spending on the orphan. For example, if you spent £10, the orphan done a maths exam this quarter and he got a particular grade in it. So you know where your money is going and how it's helping. Let's look at the Wembley Masjid's protocol under the recent committee. This is Wembley Masjid's protocol, yeah? Number one, they allowed sadaqah to communicate. There's no legal requirement not to allow sadaqah not to accumulate. You can allow it to accumulate, but as Muslims we expect it to be spent immediately. So if we've got, say example, over £1,000, we expect the sadaqah to be spent immediately. In this case, it wasn't spent. So what they did, they allowed the sadaqah to communicate. So for example, £5,000, a check was written to a name of a particular individual, friends and affiliates of the current committee. Over the last few years, this practice has been going, actually since they've been in power, last 3 or 4 years. Okay? And these are people who attended our masjid, so we don't know where this money went. They allocated this task, they charged them with this task of, to basically, they write checks out, and they expect these individuals to spend the money on a particular charity in either India or Pakistan. Look at it, India or Pakistan. Nowhere else throughout the world is there poverty, only in India or Pakistan. What about Brazil? What about Nepal? What about Mongolia, southern Mongolia? Okay, so this task was allocated by the committee to particular individuals. Okay, it sounds unbelievable, but this practice was persistent for some years. Okay, the charity commission found out and they put a stop to it. They go, you can no longer do this. It's in principle, it's not correct. We don't know where the money up to this day. We do not know where the previous sadaqah money you donated, where it's gone. We don't know where it's gone. A couple of £1,000 here. £5,000 there, £10,000 there. This is sadaqah money you donated throughout the year, remember. You donated, okay? They state, this is what they state, that they set up madrasas in Pakistan and India. There's no evidence of how this sadaqah money was recorded, how it was spent, okay? In principle, again, it's wrong, okay? Number one, how many of these madrasas were set up? Number two, how many children were assisted? Number three, is this the sort of legacy based on their current incompetence? This was the same committee that left a fire exit blocked with 3-inch long nails. They left a fire exit block where 500 or so people 250 people were praying Isha every night in the main hall. They left the fire exit block. This is their incompetence, and they hid that from us for how many weeks, for how many nights, we don't know. So I'm saying again, please ensure that your sadaqah is not donated. Don't be surprised by this. Do not be surprised by this. Brother Habib, would you like to say anything on this matter? You know, I've just found this out today, in fact, from a few brothers.
Yeah, we all know how every organization operates in terms of charity. The people collect money based on a certain charity that they want to help. They need to come and account to people to know what they did with the money.
Exactly.
This is what everyone does. Why is it that our mosque is different? Why is it that this community, theirs is different?
It's exactly it.
And in every mosque, whenever there is a feasibility that has been donated from every individual,
Yeah.
especially let's take Friday, which are days that people come to the masjid a lot. Any contribution that they make, they have to account for it the next following week to tell the Jama'ah that this is the money we accumulated last week.
Yeah.
This is what we have in our account. This is the balance. This is how much we have sent. Nothing like that is happening in this masjid.
Brother Habib has raised a very interesting point. Every masjid throughout the country, you see on the board, on their notice board, this is what your masjid has spent the money on. Look at the wells we've built in Pakistan. Look at the housing projects we've set up in Uganda. Look at what we've done in Nepal.
Exactly.
Look at look at what we've done. Look at how we've helped the local people build their own businesses.
It's just
There's
simple.
nothing like that. Nothing like that in our masjid.
You know?
This is the most well-attended masjid. And also, Mehboob, this is a particular message for you. This is a message for you, Mehboob. I got a Facebook message from a brother today who attends another masjid in Brent. He's told me that the impact of this masjid being closed is leading to other masjids, Chalk Hill, Barn Hill, Monks Park, Bilal, the other masjid down the road. All these local masjids cannot handle the capacity because of this masjid. People are not coming to this masjid. Well, they are still coming in flocks and droves. Still more than 1,000, 1,500 people attending. 2 Jummahs are still going ahead, Mehboob. 2 Jummahs are still going ahead. You need to be held accountable as to what you're doing. Stop blaming the police. Stop blaming the charity commission. Stop blaming Brent Council. You've closed it to get on with your silly little illegal, stupid work that you want done in the back. Inshallah ta'ala, when it comes back into our hands, you will be asking for forgiveness, Mehboob. You will be asking for forgiveness. What you've done 21 days, never in the history of this masjid, in this masjid, has the masjid ever been closed like this. Be ashamed of yourself. Ask for forgiveness.
As a Muslim.
As a Muslim, ask for forgiveness. Ask for forgiveness. You've done a lot worse to other brothers, Mehboob. You've done a lot worse to other brothers. False allegations to the police. Again, how do you prostrate in front of your Lord, citing false allegations to the police that led to wrongful arrest, protracted police investigations? I bring those points up again and again and again. You know I'm right about this. Ask for forgiveness, Mehboob. There's only 6 of you, including your silly little members. Let's say there are 14? Wow, what a rat pack, what a gang. Wow, you're so proud of yourself, shutting down the masjid. Alhamdulillah, the local businesses have found a place for us. But Mehboob, accountability, transparency is key. You are not the king, every emperor has fallen. Napoleon Bonaparte, Julius Caesar, Nero, they have all fallen, Mehboob. Wallahi, come to your senses, my man. Come to your senses, homeboy. Come to your senses. That's all I'm going to say on this. I got my lovely brother Habib here. This is what Brent is about. This is not about your little clique from the subcontinent. No. I'm sorry to say, it's disgusting. I have to defend.
We are diverse community.
We are diverse. This is what when you took power, you failed. You neglected the community. You thought you could have your halqas inside the masjid. Your halqas full of all brothers who only spoke Hindi or Gujarati or Urdu. How bad does that look, Mehboob? How bad does it look? What should I justify as an Urdu, Punjabi speaking Muslim? What should I go and say to brothers who only speak Arabic as a first language, who only speak, some other language, who speak Russian, who speak Chinese? Mehboob, get a life. That's it.